Hello, everybody. This is Shefali Chopra, your storyteller. Well, I'm here with an extremely interesting, intriguing personality. I have with me Mala Honnati. Yes, Mala Honnati. Well, when first time I read her name somewhere on social media, I was like, oh my God, Honnati. I had never heard of this kind of surname. But yeah, it really intrigued me. I have to tell you about her. She's a trekker. She's a banker. She's a yoga expert. She's been into mountaineering. I mean, what do I say about her? I really think she's the one who has to tell you all about herself. Hi, Mala. How are you? Let me welcome you on the show.
Hi, Shefali. Nice being here. Thank you so much for having me here.
You know, Mala, when I spoke to you first, I was so intrigued by your whole story. Initially, you come from a very small little town in Karnataka, and like all kids dream of doing something big, you also thought of doing something interesting. And of course, you are the perfect combination of being studious. And of course, what do I say? Also interested in sports and other activities, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Along with my studies, I was interested in all the activities. It is not the idea of achieving something big. It is more of doing what I want to do, what interests me, what is close to my heart. Whether it takes me to a bigger heights or not, that was altogether a different thing. Just I wanted to do whatever was appealing to me. So yes, of course, outdoor activities, sports were close to my heart, but I was not able to do anything during my student life, either in school or college. Coming from a very
Mala, you
traditional
were a
family.
very Yeah, I understand that, and it's very difficult to break out of that loop. And initially, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken, you started as a very successful banker.
Yeah, because in the family, all are professionals, academicians, and intellectuals, and all that. Sports was nowhere in our curriculum. It was just a dictionary word. But somehow I had maintained that flame burning within me that I want to do something outdoor activities. I didn't know what I want to do. But when I got the opportunity to get into all these activities, I first thing joined was karate class.
Yes.
Being in the banking also, I was not very happy. I was feeling that I have reached the dead end. There is not much of exposure for me. There is not much of challenge for my potential. I must do something different. I must do something extraordinary which challenges me. And then I wanted to get into physical activity also for the health purpose, for the fitness purpose, and to have variety of things in my life. I joined karate class, I joined Bharatanatyam, I joined badminton coaching, and all those things. That was way back in late 70s. So that karate has laid down the basics or the foundation for my fitness activities. I mean,
You know,
that
when,
was
when, when
real intense and real tough training it was for four
I know
years.
you were, in fact, if I'm not mistaken, you were almost close to black belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
read your story, so I was like, wow. And it's not easy to give up a successful career in bank when, all around you, everybody, all they talk is money and everybody is busy making money. And there you decided, no, I just don't need, mental satisfaction. I also need a physical satisfaction. And that's the reason you started doing these physical activities.
No, there are different dimensions for this. I was doing my banking and I was getting bored and monotonous, and then all the time sitting in the bank. And I wanted to get out and be active. That was one reason. And the health, and I was always health and fitness conscious, wanted to pursue those things was the another reason. And then another reason was there on my mind. I forgot right now. Yeah, with all these things, along with the banking, I started doing my physical activities. And way back 40 years.
My
At that
God, that's
time,
quite.
at that time, girls were not supposed to do anything else except going to the college, coming back, or going to the office and coming. Even taking up job was also something extraordinary in those days. People were, I I mean, families were not interested in their girls to get into the job. Just do your graduation, get married, and go. That was the sort of social setup and the mental setup that we were brought up. But in such atmosphere, taking up a job and taking up all these outdoor activities and doing these things along with the men and boys, it was something, I mean, challenging also, something different also, but which I didn't even bother also at that time. I just wanted to pursue these things and I started.
When I read your story and I saw, I go, my God, you've had marathons in Macau, San Francisco, New York, Antarctica, Great Wall of China, Ladakh, Kilimanjaro. Oh my God, I can't even think about all these things. It's not easy to think like that. How
Yeah.
how intriguing was that? How challenging was that time when you were going for these marathons?
Yeah. When I started running marathons in India, there were not many races in India. There was only one in Delhi, that Rath Marathon in February. But otherwise, all the sports federations, sports organizations are so much polluted with politics, corrupted with politics, and all. We were not getting sufficient chances to participate. So at that time, I decided, let me go abroad and participate in these marathon races. One in India and one in abroad was my plan to participate in marathon races. So I started with Asian countries like Singapore, Malaysia, and all those things. I participated in these veteran athletic championships, and I got even medals also at the Asian level. And then along with that, this marathon requires a little extra training, extra practice, extra involvement, focus, and all those things. Marathon training is not unless you, I mean, if you have anything else that you have to focus on, like your family, like your career, you will not be able to do marathon. Marathon requires a lot of focus, lot of your time, and physical involvement, and all those things. So I thought, once I start practicing marathon, let me do one in India and one abroad, sort of marathon tourism. Wherever I
That's
wanted to
really
travel,
interesting.
I used to select a marathon in that place, like Macau, China, Antarctica, and all these things. So I started going to these things. Along with those participation, I came to know that there is a sort of grand slam in marathon
Yes.
also. That is
Yes.
participating in marathon in all the continents.
Right.
Uh, so I thought, I'll let me do that one. That is why I went to Antarctica. After doing
That
Antarctica, I realized, yeah,
that was
after doing
so interesting. When I read Antarctica, I started to imagine all kinds of things, freezing temperatures. You know
it
how it
was,
is when you're,
it
yeah,
used
it
to be
must
minus
be.
20 25,
Oh my
minus
God.
20 25, and we were running in 3 layers of clothes, and maybe 200 kilometers wind speed. Yeah, it was entirely different. We stayed there for 6 days.
Mhm.
Entirely different experience. All the 24 hours bright sunlight,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
throughout it is pristine white soft snow. You don't
My
even
God.
get a single speck of dust anywhere. Pristine white, and you are running on that. And then wherever you see either the sky or the snow surface, it was like divine, and it was out of the world experience.
It must have been like a
Going for
dream,
this
I mean,
marathon.
I can't even imagine. It must have been really like a dream. And
Yeah.
as you said sometime back that in India there was a lot of politics, and of course, a marathon run by a woman, it's taken very differently. Not many women participated at that time,
Yeah,
and
things are changing now. Yes, earlier when I started participating in marathons, in first marathon was in 93. So in those early 90s, handful of girls used to be there, either practicing regularly in Nehru Park or participating in the races. Hardly handful of girls used to be there. When I was running in all these Chanakyapuri roads and cantonment roads and all, people used to stop the car and look around and look at me. And sometimes even they ask me, why you are running? Any problem in the house? Why you are running away like this? So all sorts of things I have faced. Even the these VIP securities have stopped me. You cannot run in Chanakipuri roads like this. I said, then you have to drop me at home. I cannot stop and go back walking. If you stop me running here, you'll have to drop me home. Then they allowed for this day, you can go ahead. But at this time, in these roads, you cannot run. All such restrictions were there. Mainly social taboo was there. Girls running in on the roads, wearing shorts or wearing any other running attire, running this one. It's sort of a little bit of social restriction, social taboo was there. So facing those things, overcoming those things, and pursuing these things was also a big challenge in those days, in late 80s and 90s. Now things are different, scenario is different, lot of groups are there, lot of social support is there, social media
Yeah.
support is there, and in every locality there is a big group of like-minded people running together and having races, having parties, and different socializing aspect is there for marathon now. Now earlier it was known as a loners marathon. Either a loner will run a marathon or marathon runners will become loners. That was the saying was there. But now marathon has become a social activity, high
Yes.
intensity social activity.
I completely agree with you. And you know, your that determination, your grit, it did not limit you only to marathon. You started climbing mountains, madam. You know, and nothing small. I mean, huge, humongous. I mean, all those things that people only see on the big screen, going to the Himalayas and going doing, stuff which is unbelievable. And
It
when I
actually
read of
started
that,
in 84. I
mm,
just thought I will go to Himalaya for a trekking program. These are all
yes,
organized by Youth Hostel Association. And they're all well organized. All the facilities are provided. Only you have to go carry your small backpack and keep walking in the mountains. I went for one of
right,
such program for 15 days and I was hooked. I was bugged. So there was no looking back. After that, I started getting information for all these training programs in mountaineering institutes, different trekking programs through big clubs and all that. So whatever was suitable for me, either one or two programs in a year, I mean, depending on my office commitment and leave availability, finance availability. So all that, calculating all those things, I started doing one or two programs in a year. So like that, I did all my mountaineering training programs from Darjeeling, and then I worked as guest instructor in these institutes again. And I used to
right,
go on some of these foreign expeditions as liaison officer. It is a government of India assignment, but
yes,
along with every foreign expedition, one Indian mountaineer has to go as a watchdog. So I used to go on those things, and one or two few opportunities I got through some of the private clubs also from Karnataka, and I got some opportunities through IMF, Indian Mountaineering Foundation, that is apex body of mountaineering in India. So I got few opportunities through them also to participate. So one after the other, as I went on doing these things, progress in these things, I was really hooked, and there was a visible change in my personality, in my persona. I was feeling so tranquil inside and sort of healing, sort of balance in my own inner personality. All those things I started feeling. So I continued with that only. When it is having so much of benefit on me, not only physical, but inner benefits on me, on my emotional and psychological, physical being, why not? Why should not I continue it? Why should I stop it? For what reason I should stop it? As long as I'm fit enough, let me continue. So I did up to say 2014, 15, I was doing. And in 2015, I tried to go for Everest climbing, Everest peak summiting. But unfortunately, that couldn't happen because of the that big earthquake that happened in 2015.
yeah,
All the expeditions were cancelled and we were sent back. So I was devastated. At that age, after such a long time, I was planning all these things. And then I had put in lot of money, all my savings I had put in that. So, and then in between, it was aborted and I had to come back. I was really, really devastated. I mean, I was not seeing my future also, what I'll be doing if I'm not able to go to the mountains again, what I'll be doing, what will be my life like. That was the feeling. Then I
I
started organizing these trekking programs. I too will get a chance to be in the mountains, and then I can help other people who are interested, especially the ladies who do not know about these activities but they want to do. So I thought, let me help them, let me share my experience for somebody's benefit, and then personally I will get a chance to be in the mountains in different areas, different regions, helping them, and then organizing these things gives a different perspective to the same sport. As a participant it is different, and as
Yeah,
an organizer it will be different. Same
absolutely.
material in a different capsule it is. So I started
Yeah.
organizing from 2016 onwards.
Okay. But you mentioned about finances. I really want to know, Mala. There are people like you who want to go for these kind of things. They want to really, they have these huge dreams. And what's the kind of budget that they should be looking at to, go and be a part of such huge programs?
See, some small trekking programs of 1 week in India, somewhere in Himachal, Uttaranchal, Gadwal,
Mm.
Kashmir, they may cost you anything between 35,000. And some
Okay.
of the big expedition, they may cost you in lakhs. Everest Base Camp trekking program may cost you around a lakh. And there are climbing expeditions, big peaks and climbing expedition, maybe 5 6 lakhs. Depends on the number of days are involved, how tough it is, and how remote it is. Even the approach march also will take quite a long time. And then, I mean, starting with this 25 30,000 for a 1 week trekking program to climbing Everest, which may cost around 30 lakhs. So
Wow.
from 30,000 to 30 lakhs, you can have different types of programs for different budget. And apart
Mala,
from the budget,
yeah, sorry. I wanted to know, are we really well equipped when we go to such, do such distances and the peaks? Are we actually
see,
well equipped with the gear and everything?
yeah, before going for expeditions, climbing the peaks, one should be well trained. There
Yes.
are mountaineering institutes in different locations in India. There are four or five, I think. One is in Darjeeling and Uttarkashi, Manali. There is one in Aru in this one, and there is one in Sikkim also. But I think that is managed by the Defense Ministry. Defense or the
Okay.
state government. I'm not very sure about the Sikkim one, but these four mountaineering institutes, they take all the common man. So first thing, you have to get properly trained. There are 2 or 3 training programs, basic, advanced, and maybe after that also there is a maybe rescue and mm, method of instructions. Some advanced programs are also there. So
Of
one
course.
should be first skilled about it. And then equipment is also very, very important. In
Yeah.
India these days we are getting, but earlier, say about 25 30 years back, we were not getting anything in India. Either we had to get it from Nepal or from some of the European countries. But in now in India you get equipment which are okay for trekking programs and smaller expeditions. But if you have to go for bigger one like Everest or any 8,000ers and all, then you have to go for a real good quality branded equipment.
So when you talk about training and rigorous training and tough training, how many months or maybe years are you looking at for something like
No,
climbing in Everest?
no. It is not this one. These training programs are not for years. They are for 1 month. Basic course
Okay.
is for 1 month. After that, advanced course is for 1 month. And after that, if you want to go further, there are few more. They are also again 2 or 3 weeks program. And
Okay.
probably you may require 2 years to do these things with the intermittent gap. Whatever you are doing with your profession, with your business, with your routine job, you can do these training programs if you can spare that kind of a time, 1 month time. And once you are got these training programs, attended these training programs, then you have to go for some of the expeditions, practical training on the mountains.
Yes.
So that again will thousands of peaks are there in Indian Himalaya. Indian Himalaya is from Siachen Glacier down up to Arunachal Pradesh. It is around 7,000 kilometers and it is
Wow.
around 400 meters wide. Thousands of peaks, unclimbed peaks are there, or even the claimed and already well established routes are there. So depending on your capability, you select the peaks, and maybe through your some of the groups and the clubs you can go. Otherwise, these days lot of commercial travel agencies are there organizing these trekking programs and expeditions also, like Kamet and Noon, Kun, Satopant, Bhrugupant, and all such peaks. All the commercial travel agencies, they are organizing the programs. So these programs will be again anything between 50,000 to 2 to 3 lakhs, depending on the height of the mountain and the remoteness of the mountain, toughness of the mountain.
Okay. Mala, of course, you require a certain amount of stamina to do all this,
Correct.
you know. So
Yes.
you must have some kind of strength and, training for the same, as you said, mentioned earlier. And because you've done so many expeditions, you have gone on so many marathons, you've done so much that than many ordinary people. Tell me, did you ever fall ill in any of these, or you were not well, or somewhere you kind of thought you were giving up?
Uh, During these marathon races, such serious illness I haven't had. One or small injuries like muscle pull. Uh,
Okay.
Once I had a hamstring muscle pull. Once I had a lower back muscle pull. That too because of doing some intense activity. I had these muscle pulls, and I had to
Okay.
rest for 1 or 2 months and get some
Oh.
basic treatment like physiotherapy and all those things. Otherwise, I
Hmm.
didn't had any such serious issues while training for marathon races. And
Oh.
whatever marathon races I have taken, I have completed. I never give up in between. I complete those things. These are 42.195 kilometers. Marathons are 42 kilometers.
That's right.
And then when I started marathon, ultra runs were not there. More than 42 kilometers. Ultra marathons were not many here. So I have done only two ultra marathons. Otherwise, I have done a lot of full marathons, and half marathons I don't have count. That is 21 kilometers.
My
Uh,
God.
but while running, I haven't had any major issues. But while training, because I had put in lot of intensity, I pushed myself maybe beyond my capacity. So I had a few such these things, muscle pulls and all those things. And in mountaineering, along with the fitness, there is a very big factor of acclimatization to the high
I
altitude.
was about to ask you because when you
Okay.
climb up, you there are people who have breathing issues to deal with, and I was just about to ask you this because this is a very important aspect in mountain climbing. So, did you ever go through a time period when you could not breathe or you had some breathing issue?
Okay. Okay, it happens. It happens. Actually, this high altitude effect or lack of oxygen starts from 9,000 onwards, 9,000 feet. But it manifests on your body, or it may become little more prominent on your body from 12, 13,000 feet altitude. So up to 12, 13,000, anybody can maintain a normal routine and normal fitness unless you have any established medical condition, heart condition, BP condition, and all. With a normal person, healthy person, up to 12, 13,000, there is no problem. But once you reach 9,000 feet,
I don't know, but have we
what you say,
disconnected now?
Ramabana, or the first remedy is drinking water, hydrating your body. If you are drinking 2.5 liters here, in the mountains, you will be drinking 4 liters, minimum 4 liters. because you
Wow.
feel so thirsty also, and you are losing so much of water from your body in your breathing, in your talking, in your activities. Maybe you may not be sweating too much there because of the cold weather, but you are exhaling lot of water vapor in your breathing also. So there is lot of water loss in your body, so dehydration sets in, and the dehydration will be the cause of lot of other altitude sickness. So if you're
Oh,
drinking sufficient water, minimum of 4 liters, probably up to 15,000 feet, you will be easily able to acclimatize. So step by step we have to take. And there is another principle: you climb high, sleep low. It is not that straight away you are going climbing up and up and up. You have to go up and
right.
down, up and down. One day you go up, spend some time at a particular level, come back and sleep at a lower level. Then your body get acclimatized. So we keep repeating these things, especially in the expeditions, to acclimatize the body. We follow this principle of climbing high, sleeping low, climbing high, sleeping low. That is why even if it is a 6,000 meter peak, it takes 2 to 3 weeks for us to climb, because we follow this principle. That is
Yes.
another one. One is the dehydration. Another one is climb high, sleep low, and another one is being very active in the mountains. Just
Mm.
because you're feeling cold or you may be having slight headache, it is not that you go and get into your sleeping bag or get into your room. You have to be very active. If you are very active, then your breathing is more and more, your blood circulation is more. You may be even doing deep breathing also. With that, you are taking more and more oxygen in your system. That helps you to overcome the altitude issues. So being very active in the mountains, and maybe pranayama also will help, and hydrating the body, and climbing high, sleeping low. These are some of the basic principles, basic rules that we follow to acclimatize in the mountains.
Wow. There is a list that I have with me, which says you did Mount Nun in 1987 and 2017. Then it is Mount Sri Kailash. There is
Hmm.
Mount Kamet. There is Mount Mamostang Kangri, Nanda Devi, then Saichen Glacier. So many. I'm just reading some of them. I mean, which was the toughest of all? I'm sure you faced certain amount of difficulties somewhere. So which was the toughest of all? Or I can say which was the most memorable of all?
Memorable one, it is not the successful one, it is the unsuccessful or the aborted expedition that is there in my mind all the time. This Everest one, I was trying to climb Everest from north side, that is from the China side.
Oh,
And then
I
we
understand.
had done all the groundwork, all the formalities, visa formalities, permissions, this that, and paying full amount to the travel agent. And Nepal, we were 1 week and acquired all our equipments, and then all the logos printed and embroidered on our jackets, and shoes, lot of at least minimum 2 lakhs worth of equipment we had to buy. So
Oh,
and then lot of these visa formalities and all those things. So all those things we've completed, and another 1 week we traveled to the base camp,
yeah.
15 days, and then another 10 days we stayed in the base camp, acclimatizing and sorting out our equipment, and sorting out our high altitude food items and all such things, and refreshing our skills,
Wow.
snow skills and all that. And then 25th April this happened, earthquake happened, and then another 3 4 days they waited to observe what is happening and all
Hmm.
that. And the still tremors were going on everywhere, even in Nepal also, and on China side also. But China side it was not that severe, it was not that bad like Nepal. It was
Yeah.
little on a low intensity. But even then, because tremors were happening in the high altitude, they cancelled and sent us back on 30th of April. 25th April it happened, and 30th April they sent us back. So 1 month, all the base work we had done, and I must have invested about 25 lakhs for all this expedition, this one. And apart
Yeah.
from that, I was at such a senior age group, 60 plus. And then for a youngster, it is okay, he or she can try again. And I was already retired. And whatever my savings were there, everything I had put in that. So again, preparing all these things and doing another attempt on this was out of question for me. Emotionally being so strong, financially to get prepared, physically to maintain that level of fitness, and then integrating everything and getting prepared for this such big project was out of question. When I was coming back from that base camp and we were living in the base camp, that was the time I finished. This is like a fresh decision to go back again, investing another 25-30 lakhs and investing on my fitness, maintenance of my fitness levels and all. That was hurting me, that was frustrating me. uh, and then after all these years, though I was in mountaineering for almost 25-30 years, I had not taken that big decision. And at this age, putting into everything together, I had taken that decision and I had to come back. Whether I should regret for that, whether I should sad about it, or I should feel happy that I'm coming back safe. Nothing has affected the earthquake, whatever had happened, and it had caused a lot of damage in Nepal.
Yeah.
That had not affected me. I was safe, sound, in one piece. Nothing had happened on China side. Whether I should be happy about that, that God has saved me from that. Otherwise, I would have gone to Nepal side. Last
Of
minute I
course.
changed my mind and I went to China side.
China.
So
Okay.
still I'm wondering whether it was a blessing for me, or whether I should be still feeling what you say, sad about the missing my opportunity. These are all lifetime opportunities. You cannot do
I,
it. Of course, youngsters they do. Those who have money, or youngsters, or those who are so involved in those things, they can do. But at this age, having another try for that one was out of question for me. So that was one of the things. Always, it is there on my back of my mind.
I can understand.
It happened
How
that year only. It should happen to me. All those things happen. These thoughts come to my mind. That is the one of the what you say, failed attempts. That is there on the mind.
no, but
Remember.
what I think about this whole story that you narrated to us is that, of course, once we do something, it is like a tick mark. But once something that is undone, as you said, or you could not complete it, or unfinished, or a failure. But this is a story to recall over and over again, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a big
yeah.
learning. And of course, but what is important is that you tried, that you at least attempted it. I think for
Yeah,
me, that's the
at
success
least
in a
I had that confidence and courage at
absolute
that time to
confidence.
try it.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. That's
that
a
was
very
it.
big thing. How many people
And,
do have that confidence? Oh my God, it's unbelievable. I don't think you should. I think this is a story for you to remember and share it
yeah,
with so many people out there. How beautiful it is that you gave it a shot. I think that is important. You know, a lot of times, even students, they don't want to attempt something and they're scared. I read this somewhere, Mala, some days ago, and it said how we as human beings suffer everything twice, once in our imagination and once in
yeah,
the
correct.
reality. But actually, there was no suffering for you. It only happened once, because in reality, because for me, you are
Yeah,
a, you're somebody with successful and with flying colors, because you gave it a shot, you tried. And I think at the end of the day, this really matters, is trying or attempting, because there are a lot of people who just think about a lot of things and then they don't even try it. So when we talk
correct.
about, I speak to so many people, tell them that it's okay to fall, it's okay to fail. At
Yes,
least you
yes.
can get up. It's not the end of the world. I think that is important.
And apart from this, all the programs are close to my heart. I like everything. I loved everything. And every expedition is a different experience, going with the foreign expeditions and all those things. But once I started organizing, it is giving a different perspective for me. People management, organizing everything in the and then more than my achievements here, the safety and the security of the team members, their health, their fitness level, all these things are my priorities.
Of course.
So this is
Suddenly
giving
your
a different
role is
perspective.
changed. Yes.
I'm
Suddenly you have
enjoying
a
this
different
period
role.
also.
Hmm.
I'm enjoying this period also of organizing and then seeing the satisfaction and that excitement on their faces. Oh, I have done something. I have achieved this. I have reached this height, and all such excitement on the members' face. So that gives a different satisfaction to me now.
Wow. That's really nice. That's okay. Now, last question is that I want to put it across to you. Is any advice that you would like to give to the youngsters around you?
Not only youngsters, for everybody it is. See, you have one life, you have one body, and body's functions are already known, but still we don't utilize our body in a proper way. We misutilize, you underutilize, you abuse your body. We have to understand the mechanism of our body and take the maximum output out of it. How computer is multifaceted, versatile. If I don't get trained in the computer operation, I will not be utilizing it fully. Only just I will use it for checking the emails or sending little bit of other messages or Facebook and all. But otherwise, how much versatile it is. Likewise, our body is also it is in we have to understand how to utilize your body to give a long service. Vehicle,
Wow.
any car, if you use it properly, if you understand the mechanism and then maintain it properly, it gives service for 10, 20, 15 years. But see a vehicle maintained by a taxi driver who uses it, abuses it, how it is. So likewise, body is also a machine. If you understand the machine, this mechanism, manual of the body, and utilize it, and what you put it in the body is also very important. It is not just the taste that matters, it is the nutrition that matters. What we eat, taste is for 1 or 2 seconds on your tongue, but when it goes inside, it will have effect over the whole body, even your on your emotions, on your brain also. So take care what you put it in your body and
That's
utilize your
wonderful.
body properly. How you eat, sleep, bathe, see the TV, go to office. Likewise, physical fitness also becomes, or a physical activity also should become a routine in your life. Then only you will be able to take the full advantage of your systems. There is a saying for the muscles, either you use it or lose it. Unless you are working out on your muscles, you will lose them. As you
True.
age, your muscles get sagging and they lose their strength. So maintenance of your body is very important. Maintaining the health is very important. What sort of food we eat, when we eat, how we eat, that is important. Seeing the mobile on left hand and eating with the right hand, in what way it is giving the nutrition to your body. So involve in your body, love your life, and then it is going to give you a lot of service. And if you
Wow.
abuse it, then taking care of your body will be very difficult.
That's
There is another
very, very, very inspiring, Mala. And I'm sure people, when they hear you talk about all these things, are definitely going to be inspired. Your
I want to
mind
say another thing
creation.
about the body, about the
Yeah.
health and fitness. This is actually Dalai Lama has said it. Somebody asked, "What is the advice that you are giving to the these people, all the common man?" So at that time he said, "See, the whole life you go after wealth and you spoil your health, and
True.
afterwards you spend that wealth to gain the health. then in
Right.
ultimately in the process you lose both health and wealth, you
Both.
lose both. So you
Yes.
give importance for both. Wealth is also important, health
Now,
is also important. Give the importance for both.
that's absolutely amazing. Amazing. And there's so much to learn from you. And well, I know you are my inspiration. I think I better look after myself, health
Yes.
wise, mentally, and physically. And thank you so much for saying yes to me and coming for this program. It really means a lot to me, Mala. Thank you so much.
Shefali,
Thank
I
you,
too
viewers,
enjoy talking to
for watching
you.
us. Yes, you were saying
Going
something,
down the
Mala.
memory lane, I enjoy talking to you. Thank you so much for having me.
I loved it. I loved it so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.